Well, hey guys, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and as you can see behind me, we've got some cabinets on the wall and on the floor. So we had a really big weekend getting a huge transformation in our kitchen with the cabinets. I'm going to show you a little bit of a walkthrough so you can kind of catch the color of the cabinets. It just depends on how much lighting hits it, but it's a nice navy blue, and it works well with the floor. The floor has a lot of brown in it, but I think the cabinets really bring out the blue tones in the porcelain tile as well. So really kind of a cool look when it all comes together. And you know how you want to get it all done. We wanted to get the stove put in as well, which is right behind me here. Brian was looking forward to his first pizza because we haven't had an oven in 6 months to speak of. So we were going to hook that up. And of course he comes back from the hardware store and the guy had just grabbed the wrong part and it was, you know, a 1/4 inch off as far as being able to hook up the gas line. So tonight we're going to try the pizza. We're going to try out the oven. But let me show you guys a little bit about how our weekend went. We had a lot of measuring to do. Cabinets is all about measuring and leveling and measuring and a lot of shimming. It's a big day, cabinet day.
Yep. We need to get all the shelves out.
Ah, okay, I can do that.
Makes it lighter.
So what you got on the wall here is markings of...
We got studs and laid the cabinets. The circles are the studs and then that's where the cabinet is. So.
The spacing of the cabinets.
Yeah.
So, anywho. Upper cabinets first. Hey, check out our lights. Yeah. Did that this morning. The lights and the trimmy trim along the edge there. Anyway.
Coming out good.
Coming out good. It's like all that work to pay for assembled cabinets and here we are disassembling them.
No, yeah, shit.
Oh. That's bad.
Plywood's not even glued together.
Ooh, bad. So taking off the doors and
shelves.
taking out the shelves to lighten the load, because guess who's the pack mule? I'll be holding up Atlas's cabinets. The hanging was kind of tricky because we had to find the level spot on the line that Brian marked on the wall and then hold it in place without shifting at all, making sure everything's level while Brian put the screws in it. So, you know, it seemed like if there was any kind of movement, the cabinet wanted to fall down, but we found this really to be the fastest, most efficient way to hang the cabinets, just by holding it. Let that tighten up. Hey, cabinet on the wall. These are the plans that the company emailed us. Yep. The design outline. Cabinet number 2 coming up after you complete this obstacle course. Well, we're on the ladder. Come around. Watch out for the Lazy Susan and the lights. Now, time to take the shelves out and prep the cabinet for screws.
The cabinets came with quick release hinges. All you have to do is pull up on the ladder. Boom. Door comes right out.
Oh, but isn't that worth the money that we paid?
Yeah. Because, you know, you take the doors off so many times.
So for this cabinet, we are short one stud in the wall in order to be able to put in screws on each side of the cabinet box. So what we're going to do is clamp them together and then screw in from one cabinet to the adjoining cabinet with 1-inch screws, because the cabinet next door is on 2 studs. So the left-hand side of the cabinet is going to get the screws, and then the right-hand side of the cabinet is going to get adjoined to its neighbor. So it'll have a little bit more stability that way. But gotta always check your level, make sure that you're lining up properly. So this one's got the spacer on it.
Correct.
Do you have to glue it or?
I'm just gonna screw it together.
So it's adding a space between the corner and the next wall.
I'll put at least 4 screws in there.
So this cabinet is different because this section of the wall has no studs to attach to. So
I've got the old butterfly clamp.
Yep.
A couple bigger ones for the top and a couple, just because what we had. Smaller ones for the bottom. So.
Yeah. So we just marked the drill holes right there. And we'll also drill into the side of that cabinet, right? Or no?
What's that?
You're gonna drill to the side of the cabinet?
Yeah, we'll also attach it to that one as well.
Okay. So yeah, this one is just a little bit special. The last of the upper cabinets is up.
Yay.
Now we get to peel the plastic off.
Yeah.
The range hood is going to go there. That's why that's open. And the sink's going to go right there. Well, that was easy. This is where all the shims are going to come into play.
Yes. So this actually looks pretty good that way.
Working on the last cabinet. The rogue cabinet because it's all by itself. How that little spacer's giving you some trouble.
Yes. It's bowed.
Oh, brother.
I'll have to break out my super clamp.
Phew. Worked. Got the last cabinet can go into place now. Don't mess up your shims.
I marked them all so I know how to put them.
This is the sink reveal. We got our copper farm sink, and Brian has to build like a support rack internally inside of the cabinet to support it. So I have something to rest on. And he's got to cut away some of this. Let's see,
This whole chunk, maybe a whole chunk gets cut out like that.
Okay. It's a good color match. Copper and blue. I don't think I ordered any drains.
Yeah.
It's like a steel drum, except it's copper. Cool. Starting from the ceiling here, you saw the ceiling video last week if you've been following along, and that's the tongue and groove pine. Brian finished out with little pieces of 1-inch trim in the corners where he had those gaps he didn't like. There's still like a little hair of a gap, but he thinks it looks a lot better with these little trim pieces there. We installed the lighting this weekend that I think adds to the room. They looked like really, really long cords until we realized how tall our ceilings actually were. So I think from the floor to the light, it's about 8 feet. So there's still plenty of clearance. I mean, they're even above the cabinet there, so plenty of room. But the stove's gonna be really obvious because it's pulled out. And then it kind of, the floors are a little bit dusty right now, but I think that the blue of the cupboards kind of ties into the floor. Like there's some really slight blue tones in the floor, depending on which piece of tile it is. And I think it is a nice blend. And then you saw our floor install video as well. So we have that little trim piece there. And Pooch snoozing in the corner. He doesn't like this boring stuff when we're inside talking and making videos. The doors have nice soft closure. I just pushed them. As you can see, they're closing very softly. That does make it tricky to grab onto when you have no pulls. So I can grab from underneath, but definitely gonna have to get pulls for these, especially for the corner cabinet, the Lazy Susan. It's kind of hard to grab from the top. I just put a piece of cardboard over this. So Brian's plan for the countertops is to do concrete poured countertop forms. I found this is an old piece of countertop that I had from a craft show. I'm just gonna put that up here for now until he has the time to put those concrete forms together. And it looks like he's gonna be doing one cabinet over there, two countertop over here, and then a third pour right here that would include around the sink. So I'm not sure exactly how that would go. Maybe he could just go to here and then the sink would come around. We haven't figured that part out yet, but that's the plan, is to do poured concrete countertops. I'll throw in a photo here of Brian doing concrete countertops on our old house. This is the very first try doing concrete countertops, and they came out beautiful. We had like a graphite stain and they looked really sleek in our house, but boy, were they heavy. We needed 5 men to carry them into the house. A lot of work, but not so bad to do. We've still got some shims in place. But everything's mounted, ready to go. And let me show you what some of the, I've been moving some stuff out of storage into the cupboards. So, you know, my height is only about to here. So these are very, very tall cupboards. And I'm gonna need a step stool to be able to reach up there. I can reach the first 2 shelves, but to get to the top, I'm gonna need for the most of these cabinets, we're gonna need a step stool. But I think it looks better when you have really high ceilings to do the extra tall cabinets, or else, you know, you're gonna look like you've got puny little cabinets on the wall if they're regular sized. So we went with the extra tall cabinets. I think it gave us an extra 6 inches, maybe 8, I'm not sure. We're also considering doing a island. Now, I'm gonna wait and decide on that until we get the kitchen table up here and see how much room we have to play with, and see if adding an island is gonna be doable, I think, space-wise. I think maybe something small, not a giant island, but I think a little bit more lower cabinet space would be nice. So we've got drawers on this one, a Lazy Susan, and this is the smallest Lazy Susan door I've ever seen. I mean, look how big my hand is. It's just a tiny little opening here to the Lazy Susan. So Lazy Susan, sink cabinet, one big appliance cabinet, and then this one is drawers, and this one is drawers as well. So something, you know, something with a couple more deep cabinets would be nice to house some more appliances. I've got more appliances. Looks-wise, I think everything looks fantastic with the lighting. We're gonna get to turn this on pretty soon and see what the lights actually do and see how well it's lit up. I think we got 40-watt Edison style LED bulbs in there right now. So we'll see how much light that throws off. And then, so the last touch besides the final, I mean, obviously besides all of the final woodworking trim for the kitchen, to finish it off would be the countertops and the sink plumbing. And then I think the kitchen will be final. We can decide on the idea of an island as well. So almost one room, 80% done, guys. We're definitely there. So the next step is to go up to the loft. The rest of my project for this winter is to finish up prepping all the rest of the ceiling wood. This is the rest of the tongue and groove. You can see my sawhorse up there, my stack of already polyurethane boards right here. So after we are done with the plumbing in the kitchen, we are moving up to the loft. We're gonna do the ceiling up there first, and then the flooring, and then the loft will be done. And then we'll move on to the rest of the ceiling up in here, the really high ceiling, and then the flooring here, and we'll be really close to wrapped up on the inside, the major things at least, the flooring and the ceilings. So I'll show you one quick thing I did with the extra, I had some extra cedar trim. So in addition to the master closet, I took the scrap pieces and ended up doing some tongue and groove cedar on the linen closet. So got a little bit more to do up at the top, got a little bit more up there, but I'm gonna add some more trim as well, hide those gaps on the side. But we had the extra cedar, so we just put it in over the drywall, and I think that would be a nice accent to the linen closet as well. So there you have it, guys. Kitchen looking good, and the cabinet's finally in. Definitely excited to get some things out of storage. Excited to get some color into the house besides just wood and drywall tones. It was definitely fun to see some of the style come together between the floor and the ceiling and the cabinets. So I really enjoyed this weekend to see that come together, and I'm excited to be able to cook in the oven tonight, and we'll see if we'll have some pizza. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you like the cabinets? Do you like the color? Do you like how the whole look is coming together? Let us know how you think the kitchen turned out. What else would you like to see done in the kitchen? What do you think it would look like with concrete countertops? I'm wondering what color to go with. Should we do another graphite gray or something else? So we're definitely excited to get the sink connected, because that means I can start washing dishes up here. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a tour of the kitchen and how we got all the cabinets together last weekend. Our next projects are working on the cast iron stove, which I'll give you a little preview right here. It's got a bunch of junk on it, but we have to figure out the stove piping with this. So it has to have an internal 4-inch venting chimney, as well as a 6-inch. It doesn't have to have the 6-inch, but just to make it look nicer with the black going all the way out to that spot up there where we used to have the wood stove connected. So this will be our project for the next weekend, as well as the sink, and hopefully the stove will be all done tonight. But thanks again, guys, for joining us, and we'll see you at the next video.